Senator Cory Gardner of Colorado is also on Capitol Hill. He's part of the Republican Senate leadership and is a member of the Senate Budget Committee. Senator, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning.
Let me pick up where Nancy left off. Senator McConnell has said it's been difficult to know where the president is. Senator Graham has said the same thing. There was a time when Congress would just put a bill on the floor and let the president sign it or not sign it. Why isn't Congress doing that?
Well, I think we still have time to negotiate. Look, I'm part of a bipartisan working group, this group of 6 that has put a bill together to solve this DACA challenge. But we have time. I think it's irresponsible to shut the government down when we still have time to work. We're still communicating. We still have opportunities to solve this problem. What Washington doesn't need to do is pick up its sticks and go to its collective partisan corners. The shutdown politics that we're seeing today are simply ridiculous. And who's going to get the blame? Well, how about a bunch of Washington bozos that can't seem to get their job done?
Well, but one of the things that those arguing for using the shutdown as leverage is with a president who's changing his opinion a lot. The only way you can get the bozos in line is if you attach it to something vital like this, and nothing focuses the mind like a hanging.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember back when Chuck Schumer was demanding a clean continuing resolution during the Obama administration to keep the government open. Comparing holding the government hostage to immigration politics was simply creating governmental chaos. And so to turn around 4 years later and reject a clean CR, something they completely, absolutely agree with, to reject 6-year funding of CHIP, this is the longest term funding reauthorization that women and children's health care has ever received. To reject that because of this hostage taking, I think, is irresponsible. Look, we have time to get our work done. I want to see this done sooner rather than later. I think it is absolutely critical that we act as soon as possible. But to solve these problems, you don't do it by simply throwing a temper tantrum and shutting the government down. That's irresponsible.
What about the Democrats' idea of a short-term spending bill, just so you all can continue to work out the details on DACA? Why is that not an acceptable option?
Well, the irony is Chuck Schumer went to the floor last night, complained about bad policies of a continuing resolution, and his solution is an even shorter-term continuing resolution. Second verse, same as the first. This is kind of the policies that Washington gets stuck in. Look, if Congress had a Yelp rating, I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty low.
Well, meantime, the clock is ticking, Senator, so what's your prediction?
I hope that adults in the room will come together and say, look, we're going to continue finding a solution for children who came to this country through no fault of their own. We have a responsibility and an obligation to do that. And I believe there's near unanimity in Congress to find that solution. And I hope that by midnight, people will realize that shutdown politics is not a smart way to govern.
Senator, do you know any dreamers?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I live in a town that is filled with people who came to this country, many first-generation Americans. Our daughter, 14 years old, has many classmates who the only country they have ever known is America, yet they came here at a very young age through no fault of their own. We have to find this solution. This is hurting our communities by not finding the solution, but it would also hurt our communities, our men and women in uniform. You just did a story on the flu epidemic. What happens to CDC efforts in this massive flu outbreak if the government is shut down? Look, this is something that we have to address, but let's do it responsibly without hurting so many other Americans in a collateral damage kind of way.
Well, I'm not going to call you bozos, but you do, both of you, both sides say they want the same thing. You sound like squabbling siblings where your mom's at the driver's seat saying, look, knock it off, just work this out.
That's exactly right. That's what has to happen. That's exactly what has to happen.
All right, Senator Gardner. Can't wait to see how this story turns out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.